So for all of you do-it-yourselfers here on YouTube, if you've ever done a power steering fluid change, or maybe you have not, I have found a game changer. No more looking for strange items on Amazon to get you to block that reservoir hole once you pull the power steering line off. It's simple, it's easy, it's a game changer. Let's get to it. First thing you want to do is lift the car off the ground. You don't have to take off any tires, anything like that. We just need the front tires off the ground so we can turn the steering wheel lock to lock easier. And this is the way you do it. So raise it up. The next step is to remove the old fluid from the reservoir. So open up the hood, take off the power steering cap, and use whatever you have around to remove the old fluid. Maybe that's a turkey baster that your wife is no longer using, or in my case, my kid is getting older, so I used an old medicine dropper that takes about 10 mLs. Didn't take too long to get it out, but you definitely want to drop it into an old recycled bottle. Maybe you have a Powerade bottle like I do here, and I feel that the Powerade bottles are just the right size to not only take out the fluid, but to actually put the clear line into that bottle when we turn the steering wheel lock to lock. And you'll see that in the next few segments. All right, here's the game changer. It's earplugs, of all things, earplugs. And this has worked so well for me. I have done it on another vehicle, and it just blocks the fluid when you fill it up. It is just so good. And it's only $3.38 at the time of this video in June of 2025 for a box of them at Walmart. So get it. It's a game changer. Next step is to take off the power steering line, the one that is low pressure. That's usually the top line. The bottom line is pressurized with high pressure, so you don't want to remove that. And so you want to remove the top line. And so it can get a little messy, so if you need to put a towel or maybe an old sweatshirt or something underneath to catch any of the fluid coming out once you remove the line, that would be good. And then here is where we're going to put in our wonderful, wonderful game changer earplug, and that will block the fluid when you fill it up eventually from coming out. And then we'll also put a clear plastic line inside of that power steering line, and then we'll drop it down below so the fluid can go into the bottle, which we'll show you in the next scene. So here is my completed setup. I have the earplug blocking the reservoir. I have the power steering line going into a clear line that is going down to the bottom of the car through this convenient opening that I have here, and then leading down below. And then I have my Powerade bottle that I already previously put the old fluid in, is now being used as the bottle that will catch all that fluid as I move it from lock to lock. So this is my final setup, and if your setup looks like this, you're golden. Now it's time to fill it up with fresh fluid. So grab your power steering fluid and fill it up. And then once you do that, you're going to go into the car and you're going to turn it on. Not all the way, you're not going to start the engine, but you're going to turn it on so the steering wheel is now loose. And now you can turn it from left to right, all the way from lock to lock. So you'll feel when you turn it to left, go as far as it can go, and then turn it to the right for as far as you can go. You're going to do that several times over and over again to get the fluid, old fluid, out of the car and to get that fresh fluid inside of your power steering rack. Once you do that, all that fresh fluid will be gone from your reservoir, and you're going to have to fill it back up with fresh fluid. And you may have to do this a few times. And so once you do that, you will actually drain out a lot of the old bad fluid and put some fresh fluid through the system. So now, after doing this several times, we now want to put the system back the way that it belongs. And so let's take out the clear plastic tubing from the power steering line and also remove that earplug from the reservoir. And we'll take the power steering line, put it right back onto the reservoir, and then also put the little metal clip on there to secure it in place. And then you'll see that this is all the junk that we took out of there. This is the old power steering fluid. It is very dark and nasty. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to fill the power steering fluid for the last time with fresh fluid. And I used about 3 bottles worth. And I purposely try to take out about 2 and try to time it where if I was getting now to the end of the second one, that I was going to open up the third one and kind of clear it out and make this my last lock-to-lock flush. And so I did 3 power steering bottles, 12-ounce bottles in total. And so this now is fresh fluid, much fresher than it was before. And so we are now at the final process of filling it up. And now we can lower the car and take it for a drive. I hope this was helpful. If this was really helpful for you, please consider subscribing to the channel. And I do hope that this game changer with the earplug helped you out greatly. Thank you, and see you in the next video.